don't stop. And it is we don't lost. It in the be like highway.
So, guys, we are here finally. We are at Kenny's studio.
Hey.
And you know this guy if you have followed me on Facebook and seen the band stuff with Light Warriors and with Southwind Social Club back before we almost all got COVID. Which is still not over, by the way. Working at the hospital, there's another scare. We
Really?
always hear about it.
Should I be wearing a mask?
I had to wear a mask. No, you should be fine. I'm
all right, good.
Completely healthy.
Good.
I had to wear a mask today. I did that on my own because other people wasn't wearing masks upstairs. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it was this guy right here is one of the guys that have taught me a lot of things. And he would tell you that we have had a lot of conversations, you and I.
many over the years.
Many conversations.
Many more to come, too.
Yes, many more to come, man. And everyone, you know, with the consistency and keeping going and stuff like that, you have been shown to, like, show what it's like to show integrity and show what it's like to work really, really hard. I have seen those examples out of you through the years I've known you, and I don't know if I ever told you
that. I'm humbled by it. No, you haven't. Out of all the millions of conversations that we've had, but I'm glad to thank you. That's very kind, my friend.
So we have Erik Rabasca. Did I say your last name right? Correct, brother?
You did.
CEO, owner of Highest Frequency Records. Highest Frequency Records.
Yep.
Light Warriors. So there's a lot that I want to talk to you about because I have done some digging with my journalism new skills.
Excellent. Should I be scared?
No, just quick questions.
Okay, good.
You know what I mean? Marketing and also your presence as being a host on TV, which I totally forgot about that.
Not me.
MTV? Was it MTV?
I tried out to be an MTV
I
VJ.
saw something.
Yes, I tried out to be an MTV VJ, and I got through a couple of rounds. And when I got, this was like in the 90s. When I got to
like I definitely wasn't. Like,
I had hair
around
back then. I don't have hair now.
No hair.
I had hair. but I got through to, like, I think the third or fourth round, and they asked me a question of, well, what are you listening to? And all they wanted to hear was that I was listening to the current pop of the day, and I was listening to nothing but underground New York City stuff. So I'm talking to them about the downtown New York City jazz and experimental scene, and their faces just went like
they're like, well, I don't know about him.
This guy's weird. How did he make it this far?
How did you make it this far? Did you like audition? Or?
There was an audition, and they asked you questions about yourself. So the first round was pretty easy. Second round was, well, try to read this, cue card. That wasn't a problem. I forget what the third round was. It might have been the third round that I got to where they started getting to know me personally. They asked some of those questions up front, but not all of them. So I mean, I like all music, but pop was not my thing at that time.
Yeah. You're definitely not a pop fan today, in the present.
I'd like to be, but
what is it? What is it about it? Is it because is it too simple? Because your music for people that don't listen to Light Warriors is challenging. I like and the people that you listen to, they made challenging music as well too. Like, is it that aspect?
I think pop is formulaic and corporate today. There's not a lot of, I mean, some of the artists have depth. Everybody's got some kind of soul. Right. There's talent there for sure. I'm not, but for me, what comes out in the end of all that time, energy, money, expense, years of preparation, all the training for good vocals and all that is something very shallow to me. So it doesn't sit with my soul. You know what I mean?
So looking back in the 90s, if you knew what you knew now, would there have been another show you would have tried out for that was more curating to your taste in music?
Oh,
No.
man. Nah, there was nothing. Nothing back in the day. Probably nothing today too. Like there was the local record shop guy who I talked to about John Zorn for hours on end. You
Okay.
know?
Okay. We're getting there.
Yeah, but music is, music is wild. It's like, for me, the music that woke me up was John Coltrane's "Love Supreme." So it's always
Okay.
been, and as you know, that's one of the most spiritual albums. It healed him essentially. Well, he
Right,
was
right.
healed before it, but it made a statement. It was his devotion, love letter to God, and or the universe or whatever people choose to
Yep.
believe in. For me, that was an awakening, in combination with a lot of other artists from that time. Hendrix was pretty woke, quote unquote, but he was a spiritual guy. Like his guitar, he would say, "We're going to the electric church."
Right.
The Allman Brothers had this family telepathy vibe, when it's not about ego, it's about service to the song and service to each other and service to the music. So that's the MO for Highest Frequency Records, is the serving the universal language.
These are the things that he has instilled in my head as well too. Service, serve the song.
Exactly. Serve the song, and in serving the song, you serve the community and you serve humanity. Because it's not about you. It's not about the individual. It's about like what comes through us. You know what I mean?
And from there on in the 90s, were you in school as well too? Were you balancing?
Now, I graduated in 93.
93, okay.
I moved to Manhattan in 95. I was home for a couple of years. No, maybe 94. It was 94. I moved
94.
into Manhattan. So I was only home for a year.
I was only 2 years old.
I feel like
I apologize.
an old. Can I curse on this? Because you're gonna make me curse.
We're on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not on Roku TV anymore, but I will be back on Roku. I'll tell you now.
So I was getting my first job and going to see music all the time. But I was there were two things that I would see. I'd go to, well, three things. I'd go to Wetlands to see the regional touring bands. I'd go to like the jazz clubs like Village Vanguard and Knitting Factory, which was hosting a lot of this music, more experimental side of jazz, especially the Knitting Factory. And there were a lot of loft shows. So you had two concentric scenes in the free experimental jazz, noise, extreme jazz music. You had John Zorn, who was blending like no wave punk and all that stuff in the early days. And then by the 90s, he was starting to explore what he called Masadas, was his group, and they had radical Jewish music. They like basically took Ornette Coleman's lineup, from his classic Shape of Jazz to Come days, and they made experimental klezmer music and blended all that punk energy and that New York energy to something that was very unique at the time. And there were a whole bunch of bands that were exploring that identity of what it means to be, like, what is radical Jewish music. And then on the other side of it, you had people coming out of the late 60s Coltrane period.
Yes.
And that was a guy named William Parker, who was a bass player. And there was dozens of bands that he was a part of, and a whole scene. They do an annual festival called the Vision Festival. So you have these two very extreme, free-floating jazz thoughts that were just invading my soul. And then I would combine that with like acid jazz of the 90s, like Groove Collective and Brooklyn Funk Essentials. But when I saw Screaming Headless Torsos in New York City, who was a jazz funk thrash rock band, my face was like ripped off, and I just said, I gotta go. I gotta get serious about music.
Okay.
I was getting there already, because of the spiritual pursuit of both of those experimental jazz groups I was talking about. But really, it was that was the lightning rod that said, okay, go study and go work hard at. Because all those guys, they're masters of their instruments, and in all those scenes.
And this was during.
This is 90s.
He was pursuing a marketing career.
Yeah, I was working at Nielsen Media Research, the TV ratings company, and then from there I consulted and I worked for a whole bunch of companies before I started touring in the early 2000s.
Okay. Yeah, we was going to get to the tour part, but not yet. Not yet.
Just hold.
What
Go
was
easy.
the first song that you wrote that you felt made you feel like you were doing something very, very meaningful?
I think it might be. So I had a band in the late 90s and I wrote a song called The Sounding of the Trumpets,
Okay.
which is really just, as you would imagine, just what does it sound
Yes.
like to be called to do something?
Beautiful, very complicated record. I have that still on my playlist, and it's amazing, man.
Thank you, man.
And I appreciate you for letting me be a part of the experience with performing it when we have done it before. That
Yeah,
was
those were good times.
very life changing.
Yeah. The song evolved from the original recording, but
Right.
and then whoever, that's the thing about music too, it's energy, so your energy contributed as much as my energy to all those performances, all the guys in the band, and that's it's when everybody's on the same page, it's a real magical experience.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, on to the tour part. Because you already answered my other question. So we go on to the tour part.
All right, cool.
First tour, you know what I mean? And this was the early 2000s, correct?
Yeah. I was in
Roughly.
a group called, well, I auditioned for a group called True Mystics. So
Okay.
I had been doing experimental music, which oddly led me to dub reggae,
Yeah.
which, as we know, is I guess as experimental as reggae can be,
Yeah.
from the producer's standpoint. And I saw an ad in the Village Voice. Back in the day, there were papers.
Yes.
Pre-internet,
Yes. There were papers.
pre-internet, pre-internet on your phone, pre-access. There were things called newspapers. Grandpa over here.
Got you.
Literally. But so I saw an ad in the newspaper, in the Village Voice, and they said they were looking for a guitar player, and it was dub, and it was reggae, and it was jungle.
Right.
And this group was called True Mystic. They were coming out as a jungle collective and evolving into a dub live reggae act. And so I got the gig, and then we went on tour for the next 2 to 3 years. And Christ, we must have had like 12 people in and out of that band just in those 2 years. Yeah, because
I've noticed that what I saw, like little photos, it was like a rotation or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was trying to figure out which dates it was because I know that there was also a rotation. It was on Facebook that I saw.
Yeah. Who knows? At this point, I couldn't even tell you. I didn't take good notes in those days. But it was a great experience. I did one record with them called Dub Power.
Mm-hmm.
It took too long to make, and honestly, living on the road is really challenging.
And this is like literally living on the road. You don't really have a tour manager where they're putting you in these nice hotels and all this stuff.
No.
I don't think this generation fully understands that aspect.
Even today, it doesn't happen like that.
Right.
We did get a couple of really great opening acts. We opened for Soja, who years later won a Grammy in reggae.
Mm-hmm.
We did open up for them in Baltimore. We got some great opening acts.
Mm-hmm.
We did a tour with Mad Professor.
Okay.
Who's two removed from Marley, a student of Lee Scratch Perry.
Right.
And so we had some minor successes, but making money in this business even then was crazy. It's always been hard. Mm-hmm. It only gets harder today, and we could talk about that later on. Mm-hmm. But back then in the early 2000s, every once in a while we get put up in a nice hotel, and it was nice. But most of the time it's you're crammed into a van with all your gear and your luggage and smelling each other's farts, and it's it's family, you get to know each other.
It's kind of similar of like what I saw, like the experiences of how wrestlers were saying how back in the day that they had to what they got for the tour, what they got for the day is was going to help them get to the next gig.
Right.
Get to the next gig.
Right.
The next gig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're done touring, and then all of a sudden you're just like, all right, so where's the money? Nope.
No, it's really challenging, especially if you're just an opening act.
Right.
But I played fantastic venues. I played for as many as 10,000 people at a festival and as little as 2. you know, because it happened to be we played this big theater with Mad Professor up in Vermont. Must have been about 2004, and we were coming from, I think, Ohio, so it was a long ass day. We got up super early. I think we might have even driven through the night. And when we got to Vermont, there was a snowstorm, and we could not get over this hill that we were supposed to, you know, the road was just too icy, and the van started to like slip, and over to the right is a gorge, and everybody's out pushing the thing, you know, like it was dangerous, you know. But we finally got to the gig, and there was maybe 5 people there in a, you know, 600 seat venue. And it was, you know, it was this freaking blizzard, and the promoter was like, I can't pay you because we didn't make any money. Nobody made any money, you know.
After getting through a blizzard.
I know, seriously, it was crazy. Just crazy stories like that.
Yeah, man.
It's no joke, but it's, you know, something, and that's it. You know, people think, you know, as I think about it, a lot of people strive to be something instead of just being, you know. Because we were talking about even before we started, life is lived here right now in this moment, you know. And when you're going through it and you're tunnel visioned on a result as opposed to being open to what's around us, you know, and being open to, you know, each other's energy, each other's feedback, each other's, you know, love and caring and all that stuff. Like if we're not open to that, we don't experience it, and we just live in our heads, and that's not life, you know.
Yes.
So,
which is why I always tell people, get outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, I mean, it may seem like, oh, what do you talk about? You're always posting stuff like that, but like what I'm doing is not only posting and putting things online, I'm also intertwined with my space. So when you see me not posting for hours and hours, I'm in Wallingford somewhere chilling with people, or I'm over here in New Haven downtown having dinner with people, organizing, protesting, all these things, you know, like get outside.
Yes.
Because a lot of opinionated people stay online and they only want you to argue. I had to learn this the hard way. Not everybody reflects those opinions. Get outside. You meet a lot of great people and it keeps you more. But I don't know how the introverts do it. The introverts are a different breed.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you go for long walks.
Yeah.
You know, hiking is good for the soul.
Yeah.
Gets you connected to nature, to the ground, to the earth, you know? Yeah, the algorithms are not our friends. It's really sad what, we're in a really dark place in human history.
Totally different from how it was in early 2000, right? Totally different. Like,
yeah.
What would you say for the, like, just real quick, you know, because there's other stuff I got to get into. But the kids today, I'm very, very shocked on how they can even handle anything.
I'm sad for them.
The stuff that's going on. Like,
yeah, I'm sad for him because I can't imagine the social pressures of being perfect.
Right.
When nobody is.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be perfect online all day, every day. Otherwise something's going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
And the online bullying is frightening to me.
Insane.
I really feel for the kids today. And I really wish, you know, there's, my granddaughter is in college now and she is getting off.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, she's awesome. They forgive me. They are awesome. And they're getting off they're going back to flip phones and hard media like CDs. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah. I know there's a cassette movement, at least in the music side of things, but I think there's a small group of people who are at that young age that are getting off of the online world. And I think it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because life is not, like you said, life's not lived in the phone.
That was my era, man. Because like, you know, even though, you know, millennials had to carry towards how social media is now, that really wasn't our thing because we had to go to a computer to even get on MySpace. We had flip phones and stuff, you know what I mean? And even if we had a sidekick, it wasn't really tech savvy enough for how it is right now. So we literally I went outside, play football, play basketball, you know what I mean? Wrote songs and rap for my church and all that stuff.
You wrote in a notebook instead of typing it in your notes?
Yeah. And you know what I mean? And, well, that was the funny thing. When I started doing the poetry club, they called it sidekick poetry because everybody was writing poetry with their sidekicks.
Oh, wow. All right. The sidekick, man.
The sidekicks, man. Yeah.
It's wild. It's really wild. Well, I remember when pagers came around, and that was like, oh, I never had one of those.
Yeah, my dad was talking about that once. How pagers was a big freaking deal.
It was huge. Yeah, I remember the flip phones back in the day, and
The razors.
yeah. Oh, the razors were cool, man. Star Trek, you had to like beam me up, Scotty.
I think that's fine. I think there was nothing wrong with that. I think that's totally cool. You know what I mean? But the access to getting on social media, I think for kids that should be regulated. Like parents, I don't have kids, so maybe not give out advice on something I don't really know about.
Yeah, smart.
Right? Like they're going like, you don't even have kids. What are you talking about? So highest frequency records, what brought apart the name and what was the story behind it? You know what I mean?
Well, in January it'll be 10 years for the
10
label.
years.
So I'm excited about that. It came from, well, love is the highest frequency, and not the kind of love where you're trying to get some action. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. I'm all for it. It's how we're all here. But when you are serving in service of something that is beyond yourself, you are reaching for that highest frequency. When something beyond you calls you to do something, and in each and every single cell that this is what I'm here to do. Like you doing this podcast is in your cells. That's something that's of service to, for me, the greater good, and music is that universal language. So the MO of highest frequency records is serving the universal language.
Yeah, man. And so you had a project out before we met.
Yeah.
An album out. And I've never ever got to get actually like a full grasp of that, which I would like to tip out, because it was a genre bending album as well.
Yeah. Which one?
God, it was the one with the sound of trumpets on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Light Warriors.
Yeah, self-titled, right?
Yeah. Lunar Detour. I don't know.
Don't you hate when you prepare?
I'll take it. I'll take it while you're looking it up.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
The label, the highest frequency label, was I really love jazz labels like Impulse. You knew you were going to get that late period Coltrane vibe. Blue Note, you'd get some something less experimental, but certainly something of quality. And if you look at Fugazi's label, I forget the name of it, but the punk band out of DC, if you're on their label, you're getting something qualities. So I like those those labels that kind of stood for something, and I'm slowly working towards that with this, but because I am what I suffer from a self-diagnosis, Jamar, of something called MMPD, which stands for multiple musical personality disorder.
Really?
It's not a real thing.
Oh, all right. I'm about to say, was you trying to catch me?
No.
I was like,
but I love
the Love in the Swing album. Actually, no. You came out with Survival of Joy first, right?
Survival of Joy was one. Yeah, the first Light Warriors. There's
and then it was the
I was also
self-titled Light Warriors album.
Right. So, and then before that, I had been doing experimental music under the moniker Q Brain, which is kind of like a membrane sound, And because I'm bald, somebody's like, "Be a cue ball." I'm like, there's a million cue balls out there, So what do I do? And so musically, it's like about, how do I create this energy through sound and get people to feel something? Hopefully it's a healing frequency, or it's a highest frequency.
And you take your time with it too, which is what I like.
Yeah.
You don't rush. And I feel like a lot of kids rush today.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they have to stay current. And it's
to what end?
None of the greatest artists rush.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, like, what's that in service of?
Right.
Like, why rush?
Corporate.
Yeah.
The only thing.
I don't know. I mean, I'm old, you know, so it doesn't it like, but I do hear
But
a
you're
lot of
still
stuff.
gigging over 100 gigs a year. Like, come on now. You still at it, man. People
Yeah,
got to come to you if they want to be able to like
I'm,
open up or
I'm
something.
trying. I'm gonna start slowing. I'm almost at the point of slowing down, but I'm not quite there yet. I
No,
still
man,
got a
not
few
yet,
good
not yet.
years.
Still got to see you perform again. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm going to be on May 9th. I'm going to be at the Canteen Coffee House in Hamden.
Let me put that in my calendar.
Yeah. That's going to be hopefully the next album release.
Okay.
I'll be solo and acoustic, but I'll be singing some songs that connect to the soul. Yeah, you know, so the Light Warriors thing was I don't even know where to begin with it. It's just something that came again. It came through me as opposed to me seeking it. It came to me, and I did take my time with it because music is art. It's not product,
Right.
you know. And I think maybe that's where cultures in general, no particular culture, but the
Yeah.
human community around all styles of music and the corporate interests in that take away that art. You know, they want more so that we can feed more content to the
Right.
algorithms. Shit isn't content. It's a spiritual language, as Sun Ra said.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
and you know, this he would say the state of humanity is the state of its music. So if the music is look, there's some really good pop out there. I think pop is musically doing some interesting stuff, and there are some artists that are saying things, but most people aren't saying shit, you know. And it's shallow, me and my dick, and you know, who gives a fuck? I
The only
mean,
pop artists that are relevant are the ones that actually have a message behind what they're doing. Honestly, in my
right,
opinion, I don't know
right,
if everybody agrees with that, but
yeah,
that's who I notice.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
For me, I don't know
What
about
do you like about it?
pop artists.
Yeah,
Well, I will go with I really like earlier Lady Gaga. I
yeah,
felt like Lady Gaga was very resonant to me. I really really enjoyed, of course, Michael Jackson. I mean, Michael Jackson just
yeah.
had so much to offer, and he wasn't afraid of speaking his mind.
Were
I
you
think
were
that's
you alive when he did the moonwalk first?
no,
That's
no.
that's how old I am.
I know, right?
I saw that moonwalk. I was like, "Holy shit! What
Yeah,
is going on?"
yeah,
The
man.
world, he blew up the world with that move.
Fucking I really, really, really enjoyed, and he's not really as much pop, but he has some pop records. Marvin Gaye,
Yeah,
freaking love
man.
Marvin Gaye. Um,
What's going on is the album.
Elton John.
You going back to my day?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
You're an
artists
old.
that really made like
Yeah,
I love Kesha, but it's like Kesha didn't have that experience that you get from like an Elton John or
yeah.
a Marvin Gaye or Stevie Wonder. You know, like Stevie Wonder is still like he came out with a song with Elton John recently, like 2 years ago on Elton John's new album, and that
Mm,
song I just had to keep playing nonstop because he still got it. He still
yeah,
has
yeah.
the voice, you know.
Yeah, you know, I think there's something about the golden age of rock and roll, the golden age of soul, the golden age of hip hop, the golden age of
Yeah,
punk, golden age of new wave,
yeah,
for the first wave stuff. Anything that's new has got that energy to it, you
yeah.
know?
And
And then
they
everybody
sub it,
else, right.
not sub it. They can't even think of the word right now. They sample it. There you go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So it's still
Yeah. And so people are getting that energy and that vibe, but everything else afterwards is trying to get to that feeling of
right
what it is in the moment to create. And so today, like, I'm just trying to think of an artist who might be,
today.
yeah, like in the last 20 years, like
Mm-hmm.
somebody that has created really their own sound. Maybe somebody like Bon Iver. Um,
Have I?
he started out as an indie guy and he did
Okay.
this like really moody folk, but very different. It's not folk music, you know.
Yeah.
It was acoustic. It was indie, but it wasn't indie the way indie is defined, and it is very uniquely him. And then he got hooked up with Kanye for a short period of time
Yeah. Before Kanye lost
before
his
he
shit.
lost his shit. and he started to get into some of the the more electronic stuff, and
Mm.
he's created his own sound. When you hear him, you know it's him.
Wait, Bad Bunny.
Oh wow.
I feel that Bad Bunny has transcended
True.
I would say that.
He's a great artist.
From reggaeton to because reggaeton is basically, I'm sorry to say this, but it's like hip hop, Latin hip hop and Latin pop basically. With a lot of those records, it's very very similar. I don't know if people agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same.
So is a lot of music.
Right.
You know?
And he has taken that image and he has made it so much bigger than, I mean, he's the most played artist on the planet right now.
Yeah, he's the real deal for sure.
And I know people might want me to mention Taylor Swift, but I can't really vibe with her ex-boyfriend songs. No offense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she speaks to. I don't want to get the Swifties on my ass for sure. She's a great pop artist. She's not for me. You know, I'm not the target audience. Let's put it that way.
I get in trouble going after pissing off Swifties.
And I'm okay with that. I'm certainly okay with that. You know, for me lately in the last like handful of years, I've kind of just gotten back to the roots of how I started making and writing songs, just voice and guitar, you know. So I'm going back to the acoustic masters like Dylan and everything before Dylan that Dylan listened to, Willie Nelson, John Prine, you know, Leonard Cohen, like real great poetic songwriters who actually Leonard Cohen was a poet before he was a songwriter. You know, so I think part of what's missing for pop for me today also is there's no poetry in anything anymore. You know, there's no and I'm also older, you know, so like I can have a good time. I like a good beat, you know, I like to dance, I like to move. I can still do that.
I don't know.
You might be. You might be.
Because I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. You know, but there comes a time like I read something the other day that when you're in your teens, everything is new.
Right.
You know, and when you're in your 20s, you start to get a little experience, but still fresh and you still have the energy. By the time you hit 30s, 40s, 50s, you've been around a few cycles, you know. So it takes a lot more to get blown away by something, which is why I love improvisational music and experimental music, because it's truly it's like Buddhism. It's you're in the moment. And I do have one project that I've started with a stand-up bass player. He bows and he does things with sound, and the two of us do this ambient improvisation. We don't write any songs. We just get there and we play whatever, you know.
Does Buddhism strengthen your songwriting? Like, what is the bond between Buddhism and your musical craft?
I think, you know, for certain styles of music, and especially for performance, you have to truly be in the moment to understand how deep an instrument goes. You know, when you're playing percussion, it's about tones, right? And about the slightest hand movement can change all that.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're not fully present and if you're not breathing, you're missing out on a whole universe of sound that you could be creating.
A lot of breathing.
Same with guitar. Like the guitar is, you know, how I attack a string, whether it's soft, whether it's hard, whether it's stiff, whether it's loose, whether it's jangly, you know, whether it's funky, whether it's skanky, you know, there's endless possibilities, and how that resonates through the strings and out through the amplifier or out through the acoustic guitar is a frequency. Hence, you know, I'll keep going back to the highest frequencies, you know? So all of that is,
Is that a marketing skill to be able to connect?
No. God, I hope not. If I sound like a marketing person, just shoot me.
I'm joking.
I shed that skin. I shed that skin like 10 years ago. Shit, man.
No, I'm joking.
It's good, man. It's good. But yeah, you know, I mean, I love I love the moment. The moment is where it's at. It's and I'm increasingly trying to get there, not be burdened by thoughts or life pressures and, you know, things you have to do. All that stuff will be there, but when you're with people, be with people.
And you know, what would you say the challenge is now for creators today compared to what you had? Because before, you know, all you had to do was just push your CDs before
the
Spotify took over everything. all you had to do was push your CDs, push your
Yeah.
cassette tapes. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Go to radios 24/7. I had an
Right.
uncle that literally went to a radio station to see if they could play his gospel music. He 24/7 go to different radio stations and try to get them to play his gospel music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
grind, that grit stuff. I didn't do that. I mean, I should have in the past when I was younger, but that grind, that grit. You know what I mean? Like what would you give a young artist that has great potential a warning of and today?
So, it's a really great question. Don't think about image first.
Mm,
Think about who you are and what you want to say, you know? Like, and when you know yourself, then all that other stuff can come, you know? But I feel like today the popularity comes before the artistry.
yeah.
And people work too hard at building followings,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get caught up in the content machine
Right.
and the algorithms, which has nothing to do with music. Music could be a part of that, and we know how some, like, remember that skateboarding dude who was dancing and skateboarding with the Fleetwood Mac song a few years
Oh yeah,
back
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
TikTok. What
I saw that. Yep.
so like music can be used in fun ways like that,
Mm-hmm.
but what worked about that video was that guy was just having fun.
Right.
So have fun and don't worry about trying to achieve. Achievement and ambition will destroy the artistry, because then you're thinking about process and goals and revenue and money, instead of what does this thing make me feel? What do I want to say about this moment? What do I have to say? What have I learned? And then how do I create an energy and a musical expression around that?
Yeah, one thing that piggybacking off what you said, I don't know if you know Denzel Williams. Have you
Haven't
ever?
met him, no.
No, Denzel Williams said something that was very important about creatives on social media. It's like, well, the music video scene is dead because everyone's taking the same song and just redoing different reels with like five of the lyrics of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, 30 seconds of the lyrics of it. I'm paraphrasing clearly. It's like it takes away the whatever type of realness you was trying to get with that song, because you're using this song and in this area with it, saying the same verse, in this area with the same verse. Why don't you just do a music video? Why don't you just
Right.
be creative in your music video? But social media has gotten to the point where you have to do it fresh 24/7, and then I think it takes away the originality of the message you were trying to bring, because you're always shaping and molding it into something different just to get likes and to get clicks and followings and stuff. And
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
And then, is a song is not 5 seconds,
Yeah.
So
People in
like,
a freaking attention spans.
well, yeah, and it's true. It's true. And I know you'd agree with this. I know we've talked about this before.
Uh,
It's like, the phone is the devil. It is the
it
devil.
is. You got to learn how to regulate these phones.
Yeah. I mean, the impulses, the amount of times I catch myself wanting to go to social media. I am physically connected to that habit. I need to break that
It's a
habit.
discipline.
You know,
It's a very difficult discipline.
it's like a drug.
Because
And
you'll
it,
be, even when you're dead scrolling, you're ending up realizing, oh my God, 30 minutes went by, an hour went by. Like,
yeah, I don't do that anymore. It took me a long time not to, though,
Right.
like, because the tech folks are, they got a lot of smart people and a lot of money, and they're hacking us. And
do you get impressed on a marketing perspective that you try to kill off? Do you get impressed by how good they've been doing it? They've been getting lawsuits to the point because people are
Yeah.
accusing them of making people addicted.
I know. I don't know that I'm impressed by it. I'm more horrified by it.
Okay.
I mean, I was there in the beginning, so I was an early social media adopter. I worked at a media agency
Yeah.
in the mid 2000s after I was done touring, and I was the go-to guy for all things tech, along with a couple other folks in the agency that I was with. But it was me and like one guy for a long period of time, and then we had so much work that I had to have a POV on the latest tech, the latest move that update to Facebook, like buy so that they can send that to all their marketers and we could be seen as the thought leaders, quote unquote. So I was technically a thought leader in my industry for all things social media technology. And in the beginning, when you didn't have advertising invading it, it was really cool. You can actually connect with real influencers. When influencers became about taking a goddamn photo of your meal and the idiots that you see in that documentary about the Fire Fest.
Yeah.
That is just the biggest waste of time, and it makes me really sad for humanity.
Let me check my camera real quick.
Camera check.
Camera check. Yeah, we are still good. Yeah, we're still good. Timestamp.
Right.
Okay, timestamp is at 4.
Okay.
This is why I need a team. I'm gonna get a team. Don't you worry.
So I don't know how you feel about this.
I agree with all that. By the way,
yeah,
you made a video that I saw when you were. I saw it the day you made it, but looking back into you, I had to remind myself. I'm like, yeah, I remember him talking about this where you was talking about the influencers and how it's not the way it used to be. With you're influencing for a certain concept or a reason. It has became I'm influencing just for self improvement, self growth, self popularity,
ego.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, you can't be nice about this stuff.
Because like back in the day, people influenced about actual messages in life, about actual things, and
it's narcissism and vanity.
Yeah,
it's not. It's and then it just feeds itself and makes people monsters.
Yeah,
they think they're entitled and privileged and smart about stuff, and they don't know shit.
They don't.
And in the beginning, I can connect to somebody who had spent 20 years studying. I don't know the effects of walking in going on long walks and he had a PhD, and so what sucks about the internet and what sucks especially about social media for me right now is that opinion is not expertise. It's just a fucking opinion.
Yeah.
Like everybody else.
And that's why I'm very happy that I was able to get, like, if I see something crazy, like just, no offense to the models or influencing, but that's not something I go on social media for.
No.
I yes, those are beautiful women, but I have a beautiful woman at home, so I don't need to be indulging into the beautiful women. No. I'm looking for good content on giving a message. So I'm always following journalists. I'm always following people that don't have degrees in history, but when you could see that they actually know what the hell they talk about because you can fact check them and stuff like that.
Right.
Like there's amazing people out there that curate really good content and it's educational. Maybe I'm getting old. But I like that. And
you sound like a dad.
My algorithm has been, on all social media platforms. I'm noticing my algorithm is finally understanding that I like to learn about new shit and hear more knowledge about whatever going on. Like I watch Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast just for fun, and I know that's weird, but I like to hear about the cosmos and shit like that. You know what I mean?
That's not weird at all. No, it's got a big following because that stuff is interesting. You know. And there's data behind the stuff that he is talking about. He's got data-based facts. There's no facts today in this world, and when you see the shit coming out of the administration, oh my God, what a joke. I mean, it's all propaganda, so and social media has fed this administration, and it's for profit, it's for control, and it is and it's making people crazy, it's making people hate each other, and you said you saw yourself a little earlier, like when you get outside into the world and you connect with people, people aren't talking about politics out there.
You notice that a lot of people don't really be saying a lot of that crazy shit.
No, they so there's something about social media that makes people feel emboldened to say that stuff. And, nobody, it's just not good for us. No. And it's not fact. That's the thing.
Because a lot of these people get large and then you see a lot of them dwindle off. Because they get caught in some stupid opinionated nonsense, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I mean, Trump's been hiring a lot of TikTokers in the press media, which is crazy. Like it's
It's
the
ridiculous.
press. Journalists are supposed to be there, and you're seeing as many TikTokers there than
That
journalists.
that Laura Loomer is in the Pentagon press room
Right.
is an absolute fucking
It
joke.
makes no sense to me, and it's toxic as hell. There isn't you. I'm sorry, I totally disagree with TikTokers being in the White House covering news.
I agree.
I disagree with
That's nothing to be sorry about.
it.
Don't be ashamed of that, my friend.
I think it's stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're literally like denying press access from legitimate, hard-working journalists. Because you know
Who
why
went
they're
to
denying
school.
press access to them. You know why they're denying it,
Right.
And they'll
Right.
give it to some hillbilly
Because they want their message,
with 1 million followers.
you know. But again, we're saying exactly. We're saying the same thing. It's like just because somebody says something doesn't mean it's a truth. You know, it's just words
Right.
for the most part. And when it's then put online and then people see that
Yeah.
and they think, oh, well, you know, and then they got millions of followers.
Yeah.
Trump's number one social supporters are offshore.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah, you
like,
noticed that too. Yeah.
oh, it's and it's
crazy.
it's obvious.
It's actually really, really funny.
Yeah, it's pathetic actually.
His approval rating is minus 24. So America is really not fucking with him on the majority. Like,
What gets me is when people say this isn't what we voted for, and it's like, how could you not know what, you know? And
I gotta say though, I want to give the TikTokers my love, because if they didn't show me how dumb and dense they are getting all this money, I don't think I would have went back to school to learn journalism.
Thank you, TikTokers.
Right? They made me go back to school.
It's a good thing. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, you studied, you know, like how to tackle an issue. Like for me, I wouldn't consider myself an expert in this, but when I was in college, I studied the history of ideas. And, you know, so what are the current events that form an idea? What are the extremes in the middle of that? And how do events shape how those ideas move forward? So I was dealing with pragmatism of the 19th century at the time, and how that came into last century, you know. But what that prepared me for was when there's an issue that comes up, I don't just read one news report. I look at what the right-wing media is saying, what the left-wing media is saying, and then what the center is. And I used to do that until I was watching a Jon Stewart thing, and he doing an ad for Ground News, which has figured out how to do that without me reading for 2 hours. So they have an app now. It's a subscription, but man, it is great, because what they do is
I looked into that too.
They break down the story points to to whatever is as most factual as possible. You still have to read into it,
right?
But then they cover the biases, you know. So the right wing media is saying this, the left wing media is saying this. They have blind spots for like, as people who lean left, you know. This is an article you might want to read because this is blowing up in the right wing media that the left is not aware about. So it's good to just it's good to scroll through and get all that. And plus,
was it you that showed me that? I think it
might
was
have been
you that showed me Ground News, because I was looking into it and stuff. Yeah, it was you. It was you that showed me that.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we can thank Jon Stewart for that.
Yeah, you were the one that showed me screenshots and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yep, that was you. And then I
yeah.
started looking to it. I was like, oh, this is good to have as a tool.
It's smart.
You know,
all right, kids, go get your Ground News.
Ground News. If you want to sponsor Jabari Media, that would be great too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But everybody doesn't like me sometimes. I really appreciate that, because of that type of understanding. Like in journalism school, they also taught you. I say journalism school. I'm literally just getting a editor's certificate. Can't even talk today. I'm getting editor credentials.
Great.
With a NYU and Rolling Stones program. So they teach you how to use AI as a tool because now all the major journalist
Mm-hmm.
platforms are using AI now. And one thing that helps is that AI can give you a summary
Mm-hmm.
of a large article, and it gives you the talking points of that large article.
Right. Right.
So it kind of helps you research a little bit faster when you don't have the time.
Right.
Um, and I think that's a good tool. What I
Yeah.
don't like is how people are using AI, not only just to write songs and stuff like that,
God, don't
but
even
to
get me
writ
started.
articles
You gonna
like
get
they're
me started on
freaking
this topic?
journalists, to write to write contracts like with no
uh,
lawyer. I'm
yeah.
just gonna get an NDA right here and have you sign it, not
Right.
certified by a fucking lawyer or anything. Like I'm just like, all right, what?
I
It's
don't know.
getting
I
crazy.
really don't understand it. I think it stems from at least from creating music, because there's a lot that goes into creating music.
Yeah.
It's not only that you write the song,
Mm-hmm.
you got to create the beat or create the musical palette on which the lyrics go on top of. There's
Mm-hmm.
melody, rhythm, there's balance of instruments, there's mixing, there's producing it, there's getting the performance, there's the take, there's the 17 takes to get to the take, there's all this work that goes in. There's the years of mastery of learning your voice and learning your instruments and learning your technology so that you can be a quality music creator, so that's just to make the music, and then what the AI companies have done has said, well, uh, now we're just going to take all that because it's public domain,
Right, right,
which
right.
is bullshit. We're gonna steal IP,
Yep.
and then we are not gonna pay royalties to the
Yep.
artists that we train our algorithms on.
Yep.
So fuck you is what I want to say to those guys.
Yep.
But what's worse is like the platforms, the streaming platforms are killing music too, and Spotify is the worst of them all.
Yes.
You know,
They're the big monster.
you know what they said about the latest terms of service about if you're uploading directly to Spotify,
No, what they say.
they own your music, that they will take it and do anything they want to train their algorithms, and who knows what. In addition to the fact that we know that they don't pay artists shit for streaming,
Right. Right. Could
and,
that be a retaliation because they were forced by the government to pay artists a cent now instead of it being a percentage of a
oh,
percentage of a cent?
did that really happen?
That passed, yes. Could that be a
Oh, it did
retaliation?
pass. That's great. Probably it could be. Yeah, maybe in anticipation of that. But the fact that the guy's like funding military AI,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
people should get the hell off Spotify.
Mm.
And
What,
go.
what would you prefer?
Um, Bandcamp is owned now by somebody. They're still pretty good. I'm experimenting with a platform called Subvert, which is artist owned, like a co-op.
Okay.
And
That
they're
sounds
working
good,
out
yeah.
how royalties can get paid, and what costs are created. So basically everybody buys into the platform,
Mm-hmm.
and you own a piece of it, and you get if somebody streams your song, then you're going to get the direct royalty without all the middlemen.
That sounds like fan
Um,
base a little bit.
a little, yeah, it's
A
got
little similar.
it's yeah, similar to the fan base
Mm.
thing. Subvert. And then I'm on Tidal right now for the time being, but I heard they did something funky and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Tidal did something funky about no. The Jay-Z is coming out with a company that's supposed to like push artists higher and stuff.
Okay.
But the issue is that they have control of that aspect of how high you get,
Yeah.
and then the payouts are a little funky and weird.
I mean, the gatekeepers aren't a terrible thing if
Right, right, right.
there's integrity around it,
Right.
like if there's expertise and, respect of the people who are supposedly controlling those gates,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I like Tidal a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
I had Tidal for going on almost 10 years now. Almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
I think it's been past 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been on and off it, but I'm off Spotify now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take my entire catalog off of Spotify because I don't want them having any of it. And I'm actually, even for, I'm going to release a record in May. I'm thinking about just going radio for a period of time. And if people want to hear the songs They can go there and they can buy it from me at my shows before I put it. Maybe like I might experiment with the length of time, but have a period where the record will be out, but and maybe on Bandcamp only. Um, but I wouldn't put it on streaming platforms for a period of time, and just because there are still relevant DJs, and I think we need to take the control away from tech bros writing algorithms that give us the same thing over and over and over again, and instead go back to human taste.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that, brother.
Yeah.
To let people know, what you got planned for your music. You was talking about you got a project coming out in the car and stuff like that. Like let them
Yeah,
know.
So Highest Frequency Records is 10 years old in January 1. I can't believe I made it this far. I finally started putting out music from other artists. I have a handful of my own projects on there, and here's the quick rundown of them. If you want something more experimental, you'll listen to either Q-Brain or Other Planes of There. Q-Brain is more like guitar improvisations, ambient stuff, mood and waves. Other Planes of There gets into Sun Ra territory, and was inspired by the Sun Ra album called Other Planes of There. So that's that project. That's older stuff. I'm going to be doing more of that this year. I have a record called Human Tribes Collective, which is global. It's I don't even know how to describe it, but it's world music without guitars, without drums and bass.
Yeah, I've heard. You got another one now? Because I heard
Not
one.
yet, not yet.
Okay,
But
so that's the
there's
latest.
one there's
Okay.
one in the works.
Yeah.
I think it'll see the light of day maybe by the end of the year. I have a group called Lionsgate. We have 2 records out, and we do like funk, soul, Afrobeat, African high life, reggae, dub, all blended together. There's another project called Strike Generation, which is like punk, rock, chant music. We got a song called FTF out. Fuck the fascists. And that's fun.
A lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's Strike Generation. Light Warriors is kind of on the shelf at the moment, but there is another album somewhere, maybe 2027, 28. I do want to get those songs out eventually, but I'm just not in that headspace right now.
You need me to re-record anything from what we did in the past. I can come in with the lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We'll see what happens when I get that energy back. I've put out a record by my friend Yako 440. He did a record called Ethiobeat, which is like Ethiopian jazz meets the Bronx.
What?
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
It's a great record. Ethiobeat by Yako 440. And then Yako and Patrick, Yako 440 and God Body 108 did hip hop classics reimagined as dub reggae, and they did we did 3 releases for them this year.
That's
and
crazy.
Those 2 guys are in Lionsgate with me. So,
That's crazy.
so I'm starting to put out other music. There's a couple of experimental projects for next year, but the big one for me that I've been working on this year primarily is my, I guess, Americana singer-songwriter record that I've been really connecting. Like the lyrics are really connecting with people. It's a style of music for sure, but it's one that people really seem to be enjoying lately, and I just kind of naturally fell into. So that's going to be coming out in May, and I'll be playing at the Canteen Coffee Shop for my record release on May 9th.
And shouts out to Canteen Coffee Shop, by the way, because they had Ashley Hamill there, who was a really phenomenal artist, who's now based in Indonesia, but is a original New Englander.
Did we do a show with her at the state?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Ashley.
Yep,
what up?
Ashley
She's
Hamill.
great. I wish I knew she was around. I would have gone to see her.
Yeah. I'll let you know the next time she comes back
Yeah.
to the States, because she does that. She frequents with shows in Indonesia, and then she'll come back to the States, do like a little New England tour, then she'll go right back to Indonesia.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, looks like my battery is telling me, hey,
it's time.
I don't have my glasses, but I do see the red in the corner. So I want to thank everybody out there for listening. And I finally got one of my homies back.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you for having me.
So please check out Erik Rabasca's Highest Frequency records. So many groups that he's doing. That's why I came and just give you the one name. But check it out, man. The link's gonna be in the description below. And definitely, if you're not doing anything in May 9th, come out to the Cantina coffee shop over in Hamden and enjoy some really good music, man. So, Eric, I want to thank you so much for coming out, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully,
Man.
we could do this again. This is
it's
a
good to see you.
spot I love being at. So
This is where it's at.
All right.
All right,
I
bro.
have a good one, brother. That was good. And he did it before the battery died.
Yeah. Amazing.